This coming Shabbos is Shabbos Chazoin. We'll be reading the Haftorah Chazon Yeshayahu, which contains the special words that we need to hear before Tisha B'Av. One of the most famous verses in the Haftorah is that the Jewish people are criticized that we are less than an ox and a donkey. Because the verse tells us an ox knows its owner, an ox acknowledges his owner, and a donkey, by being less intelligent than an ox, at least he knows the owner's feeding trough. He knows where the owner feeds him. But Israel, in contrast, does not know Hashem. We do not know our Creator, our owner, the one who gives us life, who sustains us in every possible way. And this is the criticism. This verse is also reflected in the halacha, in the law, of when a Jewish court is obligated to give someone lashes, and they have to give him a punishment of whipping or lashes. So the whip that's used, according to the Gemara explains the whip that has to be used has to be a whip made of ox hide, mixed together or strung together, braided together. Strips of ox hide braided together with donkey hide. When a person needs to be whipped by a Jewish court, so the whipping has to come from the same source. The source is that the ox knows its owner, and the donkey also knows its owner, knows the trough that where the owner gives him his food. But Israel doesn't know Hashem. But the question is, are we really less than oxen or donkeys? Are we really less than them? Even the worst person, how can he consider himself being less than an ox and a donkey? And the answer is that the ox lives up to his potential. An ox is an ox, and he's the best possible ox that he can be. He lives as he was created to live. And a donkey also lives up to its potential of being a donkey. But we are human, and we have this amazing human potential. And we're not living up to our potential. And if we're not living up to our potential, then we're less than the ox and the donkey. Hashem has given us the most amazing gift of intelligence. And it's for us to activate our intelligence, to use our intelligence. And if we don't use our intelligence to build ourselves, to become the people that we can be, then in fact we are less than the ox and the donkey. And this is a question we need to ask ourselves. We have to be asking ourselves, what is my potential? Really, each person has to be asking himself this vital question, what is my potential? And how can I actualize my potential? How can I make my potential happen? And the promise of the Torah is that if we will seek out to actualize our potential, to live our potential, if we'll use our intellect and our inquiring mind to always ask, day by day, every day we should be asking ourselves, what can I be doing today? How can I be growing more today? How can I be doing more today than I was doing yesterday or last week or last month? How can I become more? How can I do more? We'll turn our intellect and we'll focus our intellect, we'll concentrate our intellect on fulfilling our potential, then we won't be in a state of loss and destruction. We'll be living in an ideal world. We will have the temple. We won't be living in a state of a destroyed temple. We'll be living in an ideal state where we'll have the temple. We'll have the Jewish people gathered together. We'll have the Jewish people living securely and prosperously in their land with a closeness to Hashem. We'll have in our midst prophets and prophecy and divine inspiration and divine living. All of that is potentially ours. And we have to realize that the only reason we're lacking it at the moment, the only reason we don't have all that potentially is ours, is because in the meantime we have not done our own potential. We have not realized our own potential. And who can say that he is realizing his potential? But we have to be at least striving to realize our potential. Maybe we can't know for sure that we're doing our potential. We can never know that we're doing our best. No one can ever know that. But we can know that we're striving to do our best. We're striving to use our potential. We're striving to be more. And we do this by intellectually asking this question, intellectually asking of ourselves and demanding of ourselves to discover what is it that we're able to do and how can we best do it. May we merit to use our potential so that next year, or even this year, who knows, we still have a few days left, even this year, we should merit to have the rebuilding of the temple and the reuniting of the Jewish people under the marvelous flag of Hashem's blessing, happiness and prosperity.